Many people, specifically women, will say, "Oh, I'm a girl's girl," or "I support women no matter what," until it's an exotical. Let's get started. So, I've been wanting to talk about this, considering Cassie with Diddy and Amber Heard with Johnny Depp and many more women, not including a man like Anne Hathaway, um, and so much more. And the reason I wanted to do this video is because one thing I realized is that if you are a threat to women because you meet something that they can't, they will try to humble you and throw you down, especially if you don't represent them and if you have boundaries. With that being said, they would try to, like, for you notice, like, for other people's situation, for you and Exotical Barbie, let's start small. Let's talk about family members, for example. When your family member would be like, "Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for her, this, that, and the other, I support her." But when it comes to your situation, they want to play middle ground. They want to excuse that person's behavior. When in reality, you are the victim, right? You're the victim. And also, too, with that being said, they usually try to do the perfect victim, quote unquote, with you. What I mean is, if you, for example, there's a thing called reactive abuse, meaning, for example, with the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case, when Amber Heard was getting, stuff was happening to her, of course she reacted, and many people was like, "Oh, see, she's a bad person," or they probably be like, "Well, she was toxic in her way." Instead acknowledging the fact that they would done the same thing. Or like with Cassie, they would try to say some things like, "Oh, if I was her, I would have done this. Why did she try to escape?" Because they minimize what happened to you. When stuff happened to you as an exotical, they will try to minimize you. That's why I say, don't represent anybody. Stand up for yourself. Don't let these people gaslight you. You know what I'm saying? Look out for yourself. Okay? And just know this channel and this space, and there's many other channels like us, Exotical Barbies, we got you. We have your back. We understand you. And when you tell your story of how you was gaslit and whatever and things like that, we understand because we've been through that. Okay? But anyways, I'm going to show you this clip of what I mean by and they even make fun of your situation, like this clip right here.
Hey, man, where you going? This all Cassie and why this motherfucker I can't get your ass up. The fuck? It was a phone that got in wall waving. And you tripping.
And that's why, Exotical Barbies, when you see people who joke about people's situation, you need to stay away from them. Okay? Those people can put you in potential harm. Because joking about someone, what happened to someone is a red flag. Because they minimize that person's situation. And as an exotical, they would definitely minimize your situation. Okay? And also, too, with that being said, if, for example, like, besides, like, what happened to you in a relationship, like, with, and Cassie, they also tried to, like, for example, for Amber Heard, like, how they was trying to call her a gold digger, and they was basically like I said, with the reactive abuse, and they was trying to gaslight you and gaslight us and say she was being toxic and whatnot. I'm gonna say this right here, right now. No, why is it that she's a gold digger when he was a predator? if you guys don't know, when he met her, she was 22 and he was in his 40s. That's disgusting. No grown man should be want to be have a relationship with someone who's that young. Okay, that's disgusting. Disgusting. Okay, so she's not a gold digger. Also, too, she was already successful. She's already successful, but sadly, she's because many people are misogynistic, microaggression misogynistic. Um, Men support men, especially if they would done the same thing too, and especially if men have that red pill rhetoric, and they see what happened to Johnny Depp and they projecting their own issues is why many people hated Amber Heard. And on this channel, we don't hate Amber Heard. We support her. Anyways, with that being said, also too, this reminds me of Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton. Okay? Especially if you're young. Sorry, something happened. Um, yeah, especially if you're younger, they really don't care. Also, too, with that being said, um, like what besides the relationship issues, let's say for example Anne Hathaway, and they try to belittle Anne Hathaway by saying how difficult she's hard to work with and how she has an attitude, but in reality she just have boundaries. But because many people, especially in your exotical, they're gonna try to push your boundaries. If you don't give in or try to play nice girl, like, oh my gosh, like, no, and you're just like, no, stop, they will get upset because many people, especially in Exotical Barbie, feel as though they own you and they could do anything to you. And I noticed that for not only female Exotical Barbies, I know that for men Exotical Barbies like Aaron Pierre. You know what I'm saying? I know I use him as an example, but like it's true though. Um, you know? And also too, with that being said, um I noticed definitely the hypocrisy of when they say women support women. No, they don't. No, they don't. Okay? Us exotical Barbies, I'm letting you know right now, don't expect people to stand up for you. They will gaslight you. They will say you're a gold digger. They will say that you just want attention when you try to speak up and whatnot. Unless you know how to play the game right. I mean, I have definitely played the game, and there's no such thing as playing the game right. But I'm like, I would say, like, if you know what type of situation you're in, and you know how to spin around and nail it, if that makes sense. Which I will make a video if I had a Discord or whatever, like a membership. But anyways, yeah. Otherwise, which is like, I don't know what the percentage is for you. Don't expect it and stand 10 toes ground. Okay? Stand 10 toes ground. Okay, because many of these women did, and honestly, I'm proud of them. I'm really proud of them because even though many people was against them and wrote these disgusting things and even make fun of them, they still did what they did. And as Exotical Barbies, we need to continue to do that. And here on this channel, I still continue to do that. Like, talk about colorism, talk about how mixed people, no matter if they're light skin, dark skin, white passing, black passing, or just, you know, like, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, and people us who benefit from futurist culture, you know, all these things, I still talk about it because guess what? We deal with it and we go through it, but we've been gaslit, we've been pressured so long not to talk about it because otherwise you're anti-black, you know. They, and plus two, I didn't say this, if you're privileged like the ones I just said about earlier, they definitely going to think that, oh, you're privileged, so why are you talking? Or like the ones I said with features and colorism, or being mixed or light skinned, they gonna be like, oh well, you had the white man's upper rim and things like that. Still talk about it. I do not care. Okay? And don't give in. I don't care how many people's against you. You stand. Okay? And if you need to come to this channel and come in the comments and like okay, when I make some of these videos and tell about your story, go ahead. If anyone try to write a bad comment, guess what? I will remove it and delete it. Because over here, this is a safe place for us to tell our story without being gaslit and all this type of stuff. Anyways, tell me what you think. Have you experienced this? Have you seen these cases where either a celebrity or you or a family member or a friend or whoever that went through this? Tell me, Exotical Barbies. And tell me how they handle it or how you handle it. Anyways, love you. Like, comment, subscribe for more. Bye.